Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's Friday night. Welcome to Headmaster's Homeroom. I am Lady Hamilton. I'm so excited. We have another wonderful guest. Oh, sorry, everyone. I was just drinking so much water. I was just telling our guest, do you ever have a day where you just love water? And unfortunately, I drank a little too much. So, everyone, I just have a little thing in my throat. Sorry, that will go away in a minute. But I just want to say hello to everyone. I am so excited to welcome. Tonight we have the colorblind artist, Ron Monroe. I am telling you what an honor it is to be able to highlight you guys from, and I'm finding you mostly from Truth and or Twitter, but I am loving what Truth is doing lately. Truth Social's got these amazing groups, and we've been able to really connect and collaborate with other fellow artists, entrepreneurs, businesses, people who are running for office, people who might be starting stuff in their communities. This has just been a phenomenal move on Truth Social's part. So yay, Truth Social. Thank you so much for that, because I am loving it personally. And so a few things I wanted to say before we get started and I introduce our guest. Sunday was a very special episode, and it was a Father's Day episode. And I couldn't tell you, a million things just kind of went wrong that day. I'll tell you the evil we had to fight off to even get that show on the air, just let you know how important it must have been to be on the air. We had a beautiful guest, David Martin with Automan, and his music is beautiful, Native American, Christian, contemporary. And we finally got it up on my personal channel, the first ever on my personal channel. My producer was ill that day. He got it finally up on our channel. It was just unbelievable. And every time I tried to load it up, it would knock me down again. It took me till almost like 10 or 11 at night to get that up. But I was like, Satan, not today. And we got it up. So if everybody missed that, somehow it is up on my personal channel. It's up on Liberty Arise now. You can find it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We got it up everywhere because nothing's going to stop us from showing our shows and our beautiful guests. So I'm sorry to David if we had issues getting it up, and to our viewers, I'm sorry about that. Sometimes we have to fight against certain forces that just seem to be against us, but it is up. So please make sure you go check that up. And it was a very special Father's Day tribute as well, even to my own father. So I appreciate that so much, as you guys have been just doing amazing with my show and with our platform. I am so thankful. I'm thankful for all the views, all the shares, all the beautiful comments you guys leave me, and the continuing on or wanting to be back. You guys are just making my heart sing, and thank you. I love it. And it's just an honor to be here and to highlight my guests and to talk about our nation, to talk about how we can help each other. And as you guys know how I feel, I just got really tired of never hearing good news or what people are doing in this community. We tend to feel alone, and I don't like that. There's many of us out there that are united in our causes, feel similar in the same ways, and you've seen that, and we'll sharing that information again with this guest because there's a lot of similarities, and we are not alone. We are not alone by far. And so it's just like I said, it's been an absolute honor to be able to come here every Friday. And then my Sunday shows are on Sunday at noon, Eastern Standard Time. So again, welcome everyone. I should say that in the comments here real quickly. I've said welcome to Rumble. You are here. I missed you last week, so welcome to Rumble. Welcome Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. You saved us last week. Thank you. Odyssey, DLive, Red Pilled. I am just so excited. Thank you so much. And thank you for hitting those thumbs up or those likes, following us, sharing it, sharing out our shows. It's not only appreciated to me, but it's appreciated to our guests as they're trying to get out their information as well. I wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate you, and I hope you guys are all doing well this evening. All right. With that being said, too, something I wanted to get on and let you know, a great way to sponsor us, okay? My producer, I love it how he says that we're not sponsored by Pfizer. We're not. We are a independent media. He's doing a great job with the news, and he's been able to give me a voice and our guests a voice. So if you guys can do those kind of things by following, hitting the like buttons, you can subscribe to our channel. You can do Rebel Rants. You can do multiple things. I always say buy my producer a coffee, which is, buy me a coffee /Scott Adam. Just so many ways to help us. But make sure that you're always hitting those likes, those thumbs ups, whatever it is to help our platform grow. And we appreciate you. But another way to do it is, you guys know how much I love honey. And we get some of the world's best honey as a sponsor. I love Be Nourished. You guys see me cook with it on Sundays. You've heard Nurse Patrick, who's coming again this Sunday to talk about how this is truly God's medicine. One of the best gifts we could ever get on this earth is honey, what it does for our bodies. Inflammation is one as well, especially the turmeric honey, which you guys know how much I love. I love them all, but that one is my favorite so far, I'm telling you. And it has absolutely helped me. I cook with it. You guys know I don't have sugar in my house at all. I use honey for all my sweetening, so I go through it pretty fast. I also love my local honey, so I have a good stock of honey around here. But a great way to help us out and get some of the best honey in the world is through Be Nourished. And you guys all get 22% off if you use the code Liberty. So make sure you check them out, and I'm going to introduce you to them. And here's their commercial. Be Nourished.
Honey. It's one of the greatest gifts to man. With millions of wildflowers in every bottle, the nourishing power of honey is still yet to be fully discovered. Be Nourished Healing Products combines healing ingredients from around the planet to the purest honey from the island of Maui to bring magic to your taste buds. The best honey from the most beautiful place to nourish your body, mind, and soul. From our hearts to yours, be nourished.
And I'm back. So again, you guys have got to try it. It's some of the best honey, but we are so grateful for you. Thank you so much for all that you do for our platform. Again, we appreciate everyone. So, all right, tonight we have another amazing, wonderful artist to introduce to you. And before I read his bio, I got a chance to speak with him yesterday as we were testing out our stream, which I do with most of my guests. And this is one of the most humble artists I have ever met in my life. I just stood in amazement as, when you see his work, everyone, you're just going to be like, what in the world? This is such a talented, everyone I have on, but I stand in awe of these artists, right? As I'm an artist myself. And I just sat there and listened to him and talk about, well, if I make it or if I sell any, or something like that. But he's a phenomenal artist as well. So it really just gets me so excited. And I stand here humbled myself in just awe at at his work. And it's like I said, I'm just flabbergasted by these groups I'm seeing at Truth Social. And he is one of the most amazing artists. I've had some great ones on here. You guys know that. And he is definitely one of them. So I wanted you to know, very humble, absolutely talented. And let's read his beautiful bio. All right. His name is Ron Monroe, and he's called the Colorblind Artist. He says, my dad was in the Air Force stationed in Taiwan in 1967, which is where I was born and lived for my 2 first years of life. I spent most of my childhood at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, where, when I was 6, I remember doing my first drawing of the Banana Split Gang. I am the youngest of 5 boys, and even my older brother said it was a pretty good drawing. My family and I moved to Warrenton, Missouri around 1976. I continued to draw all through my childhood, but never took an art class in high school, only because I was in band and jazz band, which covered all the fine arts credit I needed. I graduated high school in 1985 and joined the Army that same year. I served 2 years, mostly in Germany, with the hopes of using the GI Bill to help pay for college. I started school at the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale with dreams of being a graphic artist. During my second semester in a painting class, my art teacher helped me realize I was colorblind. At that moment, all the wind was knocked out of my sails of ever finding any work dealing in art. Seriously, who would hire a colorblind artist? So I decided to go back into the Army, serving another 4 years in Alaska and 2 at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I continued drawing, but mostly easy sketches and portraits from friends. I got out of the Army in 1995 and I was moved to the Memphis area where I met my wife, Amy. We were married and had 2 daughters and later got guardianship of our 2 nephews, who we raised as our own. I experimented with art pens using pointillism and crosshatch, which I became very proficient in. But after years of drawing with art pens and pencils, I seemed to have hit a ceiling where I didn't think I could improve. Drawing became tedious and almost boring, so I just quit drawing altogether. After raising kids, taking care of home matters, and taking a break from drawing, I started thinking about art again. It was sometime in 2020, after watching The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross, I found some inspiration. I thought to give painting a try. I decided to use acrylics so I wouldn't stink up the house with the fumes that comes from oils. After about 2.5 years of acrylics, my wife bought me some oil paints for my birthday, and I'm currently working on my 3rd oil painting. For various reasons, I started a Rumble channel to make some painting videos and documents in my progress. I currently live in North Mississippi on a small, quiet plot of land with my wife, Amy, and have 2 beautiful grandchildren and a 3rd on the way. We share our home and a land with few dogs and a few chickens. Here I plan to paint my masterpiece. We have so much in common, everyone. I can't even say there's so many things in here. We have so much in common. So let's bring on our wonderful guest, Ron Monroe. Hi, Ron.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I'm
I'm
a little nervous.
A little nervous.
I've done one of these before.
Well, welcome. It is an honor to have you as my, your first show that you've been on. That's an honor in itself for me. Well, I don't know if there's anything you want to add to your bio, but there's so many things in that bio that we have similarities to that I would like to start. But first of all, is there anything you'd like to add to your bio?
Well, I talked about having the wind knocked out of my cells back when I was in school. It happened again a second time about 12 years ago. I started a website. I had about 12 to 15, which I thought were really nice pen and ink drawings, and maybe I could sell some prints online. So I set my web page up. I ordered some prints made up, and I even advertised on Facebook back when I was on Facebook. And I was probably spending about $100 a month. And after about 3 months, I only had like 4 or 5 sales. And I found out that those were just friends and family. And I felt like it was pity sales. I'm like, I appreciate them for buying my prints, but I did my own customer research kind of, and I found out that a lot of people saying, well, we really like your work. We think you're talented, but we just wish there was a little bit more color, you know? I'm like, that's when I threw my art pens down. That was about 12 years ago. I said, I'm done. Besides, I was busy raising my family, you know, had 4 kids at the house.
Right. Right. Well, it's really interesting. First of all, the art teacher who's like, who stopped you in your progress of, because you were colorblind. We talked about this a little bit too, and I had a teacher that swore at me, cussed at me about my artwork, and to this day I hate critiques, and I do them differently with my students. Going, this is really great. Are you trying to aim for this, or are you trying to aim for this? Trying to help them more, but not to knock them down. And until believe it or not, Columbia University, everybody, but she was the director and designer of the program that actually talked to us about how we should never, as teachers or educators, or leaders or whatever, right, tear a person down, because what we see and how we create art is going to be completely different from somebody else. So to even see that we had that similarity where teachers will just knock you down. If you're not perfect, or what they consider perfect, they'll just be, oh, this is not for you. And, I'm telling you, wait till I show you his work, everyone. I mean, it's like, how dare that teacher even do that? And I'm so sorry that happened. And, every once in a while, I have pity sales too. And thank you for that as well. I'll own that. But, critiques can be good and bad. And we kind of have to sometimes we rise above them and we just move on the best we can. And I'm so glad you did, because you're very, very talented.
Well, that's one reason why I started the Rumble channel with my videos, because I'm sure there's millions of people out there, or maybe not millions, but thousands that have trouble with colors.
Right.
Maybe I can inspire them, encourage them to give it a try. I'm like, if this guy can do it, then I should be able to do it. And I wish somebody would have encouraged me back then when I was in school, because I probably would have had a career in art somewhere. But
Right.
I had to make a decision. Do I stay here and spend all this money and just waste it? I had a small window where I could have went back in the Army and could have kept my rank. I just decided, because like I said, I had no one to encourage me. It was pretty much, well, if you're colorblind, that's sorry, you ain't gonna be able to you're not gonna be an artist. So I just went back in the Army. But you know,
Right.
if I hadn't went in the Army, though, I probably wouldn't have met my wife. So maybe it's a good thing.
Right. I mean, there's always things too that lead you around certain paths that, there's avenues like that. I wouldn't have met my husband if I didn't try to do certain things. But, I went into the culinary business. I was a chef for something like 20 plus years. Still kind of arty, but probably because I was told, hey, that's not for you, or this is not for you. And then we end up getting busy raising our family. And before I forget, thank you so much for your service. My father's retired Navy, and I would be not even giving you any respect without telling you how much I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. I got to put a little asterisk by that. I served 10 years, but I never seen combat. So,
you know what?
One thing that is a pet peeve, it makes me angry, is stolen valor.
Mm-hmm.
Someone says, I was an airborne ranger, I got 3 Purple Hearts, and they're lying about it.
Right.
Man, it really makes me mad. I don't like stolen valor. So I got to put a little asterisk in there. Yes, I was in the Army. No, I never seen combat. So.
Well,
I didn't go to Canada, and I would have went if I was asked. I was just fortunate enough that I wasn't asked.
And still, how many people, well, we probably know why a lot of people are not being recruited to this day, but it takes special people. And I had a professor tell me one time, he was actually a philosophy professor, and he told the whole class this, but he's like, I gladly pay my taxes because I'm too much of a coward to sign up and go for myself. I don't want to die because there's always a possibility of dying. And he's like, call me a coward, but I will happily support, pay for my vets, pay my taxes, and do whatever I can because I am truly thankful for those that do volunteer. And that's kind of one of the things I always feel like, even if you saw combat or not, is our nation was important to you, and you signed up to serve our nation, and you could have seen combat. We're thankful that you were not hurt and you're with us today. But I always like to say thank you because I appreciate our men and women who do serve.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, awesome. All right. So
a lot of things all over the world when I was in the Army.
Right.
I love it.
It is. No problem. I always tease too. I always say that, support dogs. I am a support human for a dog who always lays next to me. For some reason, she has to be her support human. So it's from my house to yours, everyone. It really is. And we love that. We love our animals. And that's another thing we have in common, right? I mean, we have a little farms. We live on these little plots of land. We've raised children. And here we are with this next life of doing stuff and getting back to something that we are passionate about. And I'm so excited that you got back into art.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I really, really am.
Right. And we're going to play you guys a video from his Rumble channel here soon. But I wanted to make sure that we start. I've got so much art to show you, everyone. And maybe we do. Would you want to start with the video, or would you rather just start with your working from pencil up?
Well, like I said before, a lot of those pencil drawings, I got some ballpoint pen and some art pens. It wasn't like I did pencil and ballpoint. They're kind of all overlapping. So you can probably start with the pencil. And,
okay. We'll do.
I got some color ones in there, some early ones I tried to do with color, and they're not so great, but it was my first attempt at color.
All right, everyone. He says that, but wait till I see this. Okay, this is not, there's some here with color. And I am adding this to our stream so everyone can see this. Now, I hope you guys are all having the same reaction as me. And you're sitting here in awe as he's like, it's not very good. Right. But these are his pencil drawings. And from what your bio said, are these also done in like a crosshatch form?
This is plain pencil, graphite pencil like this.
Okay.
Which is not my specialty.
Okay.
I'm a slob, if you can tell, but it's pencil graphite's really sloppy. You get fingerprints and all that over it. Now, this was a commission I did for a relative. It was actually.
I'm just making sure I can.
Can you hear me, ma'am? Lady Hamilton.
Okay.
This was a commission I did. It was actually 2 different photos.
Yes. Yes.
I believe this boy had mentally handicapped, I believe, and they commissioned me to do this photo. I actually took 2 photos and combined them to make this one drawing.
Wow. Just
And that
like,
also is
like
pencil.
I'm saying, look at this. It is unbelievable, everyone. Look at this. This is what he's saying, color. And he's like, oh, but I don't know. I mean, this is where he starts adding. Is this color pencil?
This is colored pencil, and it was just like and I'm still experimenting. This is one of my early experiments with like brown, red, and a tan pencil, and I think just a regular graphite pencil. So this is one of my first color ones I've tried. I attempted.
Just so everyone knows why I'm kind of geeking out on this a little bit. Skin tone is one of the hardest, whether you're drawing it or painting it. Skin tone, and believe it or not, Caucasian is the hardest because it reflects the most light. And I know that sounds weird, but it's really hard because you think it's just peach, right? Or whatever, and it's not. And so if you look really closely at the skin tone and the hair, this is done in color pencil, everyone. It's so good. It's so good, Ron. I'm like, wow. I just stand in awe. I mean, right? I that's one thing I inspire to. I when you look at my stuff and you see that I've done humans, but I do mine in a totally different way. But look at the detail. Look at the detail of the crinkles, the hair follicles. I mean, it's just you could see every little strand of hair. I'm in love. It's absolutely a beautiful picture. Wow. All right, look at this one. Look at her. Do you know her personally?
This is my daughter, Mary. Yes.
I have a daughter, Mary.
We just got married at the beginning of the month in June.
Look at that. How old is she in this picture?
Oh, thanks for asking that, Lady Hamilton. You're going to get me in trouble, but I think she was about 8.
Yeah, that looks about right.
I think.
I'll join you on that. We'll both get in trouble, but that looks about right. Wow, she's a gorgeous little girl. Oh, congratulations on that. Your children are beautiful.
I'll be
Look at those eyes and the freckles. Go ahead.
I will be painting her when I get some of her wedding photos and I get a reference. I'll be painting her next. I'm painting my oldest daughter right now.
Okay.
And
then who can not forget this? Right? I agree. I remember the Reagan years, everyone. And I always think my favorite saying is, what is it? The 5 or 6 worst words you'll ever hear is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. That might be
mine.
But he was such a comic book too.
The daughter that you seen the picture of, I used to tell her story about Washington and how he had 6 bullet holes through his cape. And I'd always tell the one about Reagan when he said, and I said, he's standing there in East Germany and the Russians were right on the other side of that wall. And he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. And she ate it up. She loved it. So
that's right. I remember that. I remember, being in school, watching this, everyone. I mean, this was such a big deal. And he was really, truly a great president. And I believe it was his second run. He won like every state but one.
Yep.
Every state, everyone. I'm like, I've not really seen that happen. Right. He was an awesome, awesome leader. Okay, let me remove this one. And I'm going to add the next one, everyone, which I believe should be pen. Give me 1 second to add that.
Ballpoint pen, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, I would do a couple pencils and I do art pen and ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen, I only did those because I like a challenge. If you've never drawn anything with ballpoint pen, no, this is art pen. But
okay. Let me remove that and get the next one. Sorry. Go ahead. Continue talking.
I only do ballpoint pen.
So you were saying ballpoint pen?
Yeah, it's probably the most challenging medium you can ever use, I would think. But I used to be on DeviantArt, and a lot of artists complain about, you can't create art unless you spend a lot of money on paints. Yeah, this is ballpoint pen. You can't spend a lot. You can't do art because you got to buy the canvases and all the paints and paintbrushes. And I said, oh yeah, I bought these a pack of 10 ballpoint pens for $1.99, and that's on just a 2-cent piece of paper. So I'm like, yeah, you can do that, and you don't need a lot of money. So, but this is ballpoint pen. This is one of my favorite ballpoint pens that I've done myself, or that I've done.
I am amazed. Everyone, I mean, just amazed at this. So drawing is probably one of my, I shouldn't say least favorites, but one I feel that I'm not very talented in. So when I can see somebody just take $1 worth of, materials, and I don't spend, hundreds either, everyone, but look at this. Look at the details in this. So how hard is it, especially with a pen, to do the highlights or the nose? Or was the paper black? I'm assuming the paper was not black.
No, the paper was white. All the highlights, all the white areas is just the white paper showing through.
Okay.
I had to probably go over that about 3. With the pure black, you got to go over it about 4 times with that ballpoint pen. And that's what I'm saying. Ballpoint pen is, and you can't make a mistake. There's no erasing it. You can't cover it with acrylic paint. If you make a mistake, you just got to throw it away. So, and the only reason I did it because I like a challenge, and that's why I'm trying to paint now, because it's extremely challenging for me, and it keeps my mind focused and off all this craziness going on in the world. But I haven't done a ballpoint pen drawing in a long time.
And you know why I'm going to keep coming back to this, because of things that you said, like our guest, not Sunday, but last Friday, was a charcoal artist. Well, he's more of that, but he also does charcoals really well. Charcoals you can erase. Charcoals you can blend, you can rub off, you can erase. If you make mistakes, it might smear a little bit, but you can still erase it. And he was telling us ways to do that. But everyone, I mean, did you have to redo this, or was this just the one way through?
One shot, one take. One shot and done, one take and done.
And I'm telling you, and he's like, I don't know. This to me is unbelievable.
I do got little tricks that you can correct. It's minor,
look at this.
Minor mistakes with pen and ink.
Mm-hmm.
But it's between me and you, Lady Hamilton. We can't tell that. All right. This is a photo of my brother's first grandson. I remember I went to his house and I was trying to get a photo of him. We was trying different lights, and I was crawling on the floor and taking pictures. And this one was ballpoint pen also.
The same kind of technique, white paper. Oh, wow.
Cheap ballpoint pen, big ballpoint pen.
I'm just, as a favor to me, I mean, I don't know if anybody else has told you this. Please do not stop drawing with pencil and pen. Because I'm standing here amazed.
This is also a ballpoint pen. It's my dog, Chemo. I lay down.
Beautiful. This one, I've seen another version of this. We'll get to it.
Well, this image I got from a photographer off of DeviantArt. Her name is Waxis. She's from the Czech Republic, I believe. She's a zoo photographer. And I personally asked, do you mind if I use this image as a reference? And she gave me permission, and I've used it 3 times. I've done it with a ballpoint pen, I've done it with acrylic, and I've done it. My very first oil painting I did of this image here.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was gonna say. I mean, and it's all versions.
All those white whiskers are just the white paper showing through. You had to draw the negative space around the whiskers to get the white whiskers.
Right. I don't know if everyone knows how hard that is to work in the negative. It really takes a true talent to be able to do that. It's not easy to know that I've got to make sure. It's like watercolor. And sometimes you can cheat with watercolor and buy white, but the actual technique of watercolor, you should be using the paper as your white, and you work on the negative. Oh my gosh, the detail in this. The detail. Now, I didn't meet this baby. I saw the other day the other one from your picture. Is this another one of your dogs?
This is our dog, Sam, and he got out one morning. I felt bad. It's my fault. We had a gate that when the wind blew, it blew in. I let him out one morning. Windy storm came up. He got out and got hit by a car.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Once I feel really bad. I feel like it's my fault. We had a picture of him, but the eyes, when you take a picture of a dog's eyes are all like white.
Right.
So I'm flipping through photos of other dogs, and I found some eyes that reminded me of Sam. This is our dog, Sam. So I kind of drew those eyes on that picture.
Well, I had a dog named Sam too. And so that's another thing we have in common. But man, the detail.
He was born on July 4th. So we called him Uncle Sam.
Wow.
Or all the white spots are just the white paper shining through. You had to draw around them to get the white on there.
I am really surprised. I've not seen you share watercolor. I am really surprised you don't use watercolors, as talented as you are with just this and using the negative. Might be something you want to dabble in someday. Look at the detail of the hair.
Wow. Small point pen also.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, there's so many to show you. So, okay, I'm going to move on to the next round. And that one is where you want to use the pens. So let me get that one up. The art pens. Now tell everybody what the difference between art pens are and regular pens, because they might not even know there is a difference. Let me just add this to the stream. Obviously they're more expensive, but what is the difference between an art?
Okay, ballpoint pen has got a different type of ink in it, and it's got that little ball on there, and it kind of rolls out. This is a art pen, and they use this for like architects use these. They draw a straight line. I don't know if I get.
Hold on, everybody. I'm gonna let them show you. Go ahead. I'm gonna make this bigger so everyone can see. If you want to put the pen up again,
you can see
look at that. Okay.
It's just a small little pen, and it's definitely permanent. And the thing about these pens, this one's a little bit bigger here.
Okay.
And
see that, right?
You also got the brushes here for like the big. All right.
All right.
The difference with a ballpoint pen, it takes a couple, maybe 20, 30 seconds to dry. If you accidentally smear it, it's over with. I mean, it's really hard to fix. These here, they dry almost instantly. So if you rub your hand over it, it's dry. Okay,
that's some good information, everyone. Now, have you ever had a picture that you've done that's smeared from pen and had to start all over?
Yeah, I've started over on a lot of drawings. Yeah. Right. And these are the ones that just survived. But the little trick I have with the art pen, the little white gel pen here, all right, it's just a white gel pen. If you got an area that's too and it's just, and all it is a lot of pointillisms, a bunch of little dots. You can come in with this little white gel pen and you can kind of dot them out. Just put the white on them and just make them disappear. But that's a little secret. That's just between me and you. All right.
Okay, we won't tell anybody.
But when you don't want to redo the whole drawing, that's what you can do.
Right. And I think that's probably one of the reasons that they made white with watercolors, everyone. So you could come out and just fix a few little areas as you need, because watercolor also bleeds if you add a little too much water and so forth. So that would be the only time I actually use this. But you are inspiring me to maybe give it another go at the drawing thing. This is just, look at this. And so whose baby is this one?
This is our first granddaughter, and my wife is giving her a bath. This is little baby Ayla.
Look at that, Gayla. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my wife was showing our daughter how this is how you wash your baby. I think this was her first bath when she got home from the hospital.
Oh, precious. Just precious. Oh my gosh.
A bunch of little dots, and thousands and thousands of dots. So I got plenty.
When I look closely at that, I can see that. Let me see if I can zoom that in, everybody.
Good, but
can everybody see when I zoom in? Look at that. You see the thousands of little dots there, everyone? I mean, that is just unbelievable. Wow. And so how much time does it take you to do a drawing, you think? Look at this.
Well, that one there probably took 35, 40 hours. This one's kind of a little bit different technique. I got like a little scribble thing I use for like the skin. I don't think you can zoom in too close, but it's not really pointillism. It's more like a little scribble technique I do. The background is cross hatching.
Oh, I see that. Can everybody see, especially right here on the sides?
Sorry.
Behind his face, you can see that this is some crosshatch there.
Yeah.
See right there? Oh, wow. Look at the detail. Mercy.
You know, I think got me in doing pointillism when I was a kid. I remember looking at newspaper pictures in the newspaper with a magnifying glass, and I was just looking at it and zoom in. It's like, well, it's nothing but a bunch of dots. It's not, the darker it is, the closer the dots are together. Now, this is, I was just messing around with. I was on DeviantArt, and I was probably on there 1 or 2 years. If anyone's familiar with DeviantArt, they got a homepage and they put like 20 photos or artworks, and they call them a daily deviation. I got a daily deviation. This is my very first one I got right here. And I was just having fun, just making $100 bills for Franklin.
Wow. That is, and it's abstract. I mean, I really like this. I'm more of, I guess I would just say, an abstract artist. So I really like the representation, and I'm going to zoom in on this one as well too, so that everyone can see that. Let's do this. Do you see the money and all the different bills here? You have the back, the front. I mean, just all this little detail of the bills here, and I like that. I mean, I would probably do that, differently, of course, but I love a little bit of what we considered abstract art. You definitely know this has Ben Franklin, but it's not your typical picture. That's also done. I mean, everything is done really well. I have nothing but great praise. Great praise. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful.
And I normally don't, because I don't really have.
Oh my gosh!
I don't really have a lot
of.
Go ahead.
How did I miss this one? I was looking at your art yesterday, and I don't remember seeing the chimpanzee. This is unbelievable.
Maybe you probably mistaken it for me. I don't know. Maybe self-portrait. Kind of looked like a monkey, but
not even close. You're making me laugh. Not even close. Oh my gosh! How long did it take you to do this drawing?
Oh, probably 30 hours.
Okay. So, and there's always a difference. So, when we had Brian on, I stood in amazement because he's another great artist. But he could do something right. He could do something in a matter of like an hour. And I'm like, what? Where you see these paintings behind me, they take weeks. And I'm like, okay, I'm extremely jealous of that ability.
I'm not a speed artist. It's a hobby. I mean, I don't want to do a hobby where I sit down for an hour. I mean, it's just a hobby for me. So it's like somebody knitting a blanket. If they knit it in 15 minutes, it wouldn't be much of a hobby. But they sit there and take hours and hours to knit these things because it's relaxing. This stuff is relaxing too.
Yes. Look at that, Clint Eastwood. Some of you out there might not know. You're my younger crowd. Maybe not. I think
every one of these drawings, I'm not 100% happy with. I can find something wrong with everything. Except I got a couple. I think a couple of my later ones you're going to show. That's where I kind of. This is one of them. This is another daily deviation I got from DeviantArt.
Okay.
This is from a photo from somebody on there. I asked for permission, of course.
Thank you for that.
Passion. And I don't know who makes the rules for pointillism, but someone said you can't use pointillism and cross-hatching in the same drawing. I don't know. Somebody said that, but the hands they're pointillism, just a lot of dots, and the jean jacket behind there is all like cross-hatching, and then the bird itself is like line drawing. So I don't know who made those rules or what, but I tend to break them a lot.
I love breaking the rules. I do.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry, call me a rebel, but I love breaking the rules. I will talk about that here in a minute too. Is this somebody you know or a family friend?
This was from some Renaissance fair or something somebody had photographed. I thought it was interesting, and I liked the plaid, and I thought it was good in the art pen. I liked the polka dot shirt with the plaid. I just thought it was interesting, so I drew it.
I love it.
Army boots on, and I can pass it up.
I love it. So you were born overseas, and I was too. So I was born in Scotland. So this makes me think of that, with the kilt and the plaid, and those roots of mine. And when you're military, you were born all over the world, and that's just really, really nicely done. He looks very humble and thankful and just really beautiful, beautiful.
Look like he wants a meal or something. John Wayne. He does
Yes.
draw on John Wayne.
And I can see the dots in this. Oh, I can.
That's kind of the scribble technique too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have a favorite one of these drawings in each set? Look at this.
Yes. The tiger and the ballpoint pen was my favorite. That's like my peak, my pinnacle. I've done that. I'm like, I can't do any better than this. I'm sorry, guys. That's the best I can do. And we will get to my favorite one of my pen and ink here soon. I'll let you know when we get there.
Okay. Okay.
This is another one image I found on pen and ink.
I love it. Oh, Robin Williams. He's my husband's favorite comedian.
Now, this is like if anybody's doing any pen work and they're trying to do pointillism and hair, I did find out, like say on where the hairline meets the skin of the forehead, you can't overlap those. You can't put the pointillism down like and try to shade the head and then put the lines over it. It completely ruins it. You got to do like the lines in the hair and then bring the dots and pointillism up to the hair and put the dots between the hairlines.
Okay.
Done, but you got to be very careful about it.
Right. Oh my heavens.
And a lot, with these pens, a lot of that background, I didn't use I used that brush pen for the really dark areas in the bag.
Well, that makes sense. If it's going to be a big area, I can see that. It makes it a little bit easier. Oh, kids. I love it. Dogs. I do. There was a time where we had, I think it was like, I have to count 4 or 5, 6, 7 dogs. I used to live on a ranch and people would just drop the dogs off in the forest, or animals end up with horses and turkeys and shit. But I ended up with all these stray dogs wandering to our property for water and so forth, and oh, I love it. I had a German Shepherd mix, and this kind of reminds me of her. We did lose her last year. But boy, there's that beautiful. Wow.
Leave that dog there in school. And that's a personal self-portrait I did.
Yes, it is.
Collection. I kind of use this for an avatar sometimes. I used to have it on DeviantArt. Sometimes I put it on Truth.
I can see that.
I'm kind of goofy.
Right.
Goofy. I take it too serious. I try to have fun with it. I got the idea from Norman Rockwell when he did his self-portrait. Have you ever seen that?
Right. Oh, yes, the one where it's like he's looking in the mirror and he's painting himself. Right.
He's all like his stoic and statuesque painting, and in the mirror he looks. His hair is all messed up. The glasses are crooked. That's kind of where I got this idea. I just just having fun.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh.
Now this is my favorite. Matter of fact, I got this one. I blew it up. I took it to the print shop. And I have it about 2 foot by 3 foot, and I framed it. And I have this sitting in my above my fireplace. Beautiful frame. But
I thought this was a photo, like a photography.
Well,
I remember looking at this, and I'm like, this is a photography. This is not a drawing. And it's a drawing, everyone.
If anybody's familiar with Edward Curtis, he used to take photos of Native Americans around 1900. This is a photo of 3 eagles. The original image, he's looking to the left. I made him look to the right because I already had a Native American look. It was kind of like bookend, so that's the only reason I flipped the image. And I've had some people say that the values are, there's too much white and black right there. But I'm like, that's the way I wanted it. I've never done a whole lot of drawings where I had an ideal in my head and actually finished it like I wanted, except this one. This is my personal favorite. And I did this one, and I'm like, I can't do any better than this. I'm done. That's when I retired my art pens for, I don't know, it was 20 years ago probably. Well, no, this is probably about 15 years ago.
And I'm zooming in on this, everyone, because I totally mistook this as a photo, and I'm showing you that this is a drawing. So, and here we have our guessing. Oh, I don't know if are you? Please don't stop drawing. Wow, I can't wait. One of these days, I have to have you come and speak to our youth, or show them, or talk to them, inspire them, because You're really good. You're really, really good. And wow, I can see why this would be your favorite.
That's my
That
first.
is just beautiful. Beautiful, everyone. I also have a huge love for that, being from Arizona. Also, my father worked really closely with the code talkers during the different wars. I don't know out there if you guys know that. Ron probably knows this, but during wars, during World War II, they would have the code talkers, and they would work for our government because people in other countries would not understand what they're saying. It's not a written language, so they were able to transmit. Sorry, everyone, transmit messages and use our Native American languages to do just that. And they were definitely honored. And he was still really good friends with them. And they would go to the Veterans Parade and hold the huge flag together, and or drive in the car and be honored when they got older. So he just had a lifelong friend that he worked very closely with. That was a code talker from the Navajo Nation. And this is just beautiful.
Thank you. I have all the respect in the world for Native Americans.
Right? I do as well.
I don't know if I think it's Code Talkers, Wind Talkers. I think Nicolas Cage is in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie. This is another one. This is Two Strikes. Also a Edward Curtis photo.
Absolutely beautiful. Look at every little detail, of that face. Look at that. Wow. Okay, I recognize this, but I recognize this from a show, right?
Vikings.
I've not seen the show, okay, but I've seen the previews.
This is the Viking show.
Now, have you watched the show?
I watched the whole series, yes.
Okay, so it's a good series, everyone. There's something for us to watch. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
I mean, so obviously you're really comfortable doing people. Did you, you do animals and things those too, but you're really comfortable with doing, human faces. Were you ever at a point where you're like, or, before you started doing this, I don't know, you were drawing when you were younger, but what led you to draw human faces? And were you ever scared to do so, or were you comfortable with that right away? Or how do you feel about that?
I don't even know when the first time I did a portrait. Maybe in junior high. And no, it didn't come easy. I had to work with it. I do a lot of practice. I mean, this is the end part of my drawing career or life, whatever you want to call it. I've got thousands before this that are absolutely horrible. But I don't know. No, it was something I had to work on. I wasn't born I could just draw portraits or anything like that. I really had to work at it.
Work for it.
My painting I'm doing now, I really got to work at it. But I will get there. I promise you I'll get there.
Well, they always say this too. Oh, look at this. Another one. They always say practice makes perfect, and I always thought, and sometimes the medium is, what our forte is. I always think my drawings are terrible. It's not my forte. And I'll say that just like you. I'm like, oh, I'm horrible at drawing. And I nowhere do I come close to this, everyone, just so you guys know. But I will tell myself, and I think that's your biggest problem, at least mine. I tell myself I'm not good at this, or somebody else has already told me that. So I've convinced myself I'm not good at this. But in all actuality, like anything we do, practice makes perfect, and it might not be. My daughter, who is really great, also at painting, but sculpture is like her duck in water, and I just sit there and I'm like, what? So we all have our own, and this you do really, really good with, well, everything, but especially, I mean, the details in your humans. I mean, well, I couldn't even say that they're all photo-like, but I'm really noticing a lot, especially with your humans, are almost like I'm looking at photos. Really done well.
Well, it could be my downfall too, because it's like you need some creativity in here, or maybe a little bit of color would help too. So,
well, let's see that.
Remedy for that.
Right? People can definitely let us know in the comments. I don't know, or let us know afterwards. Let us know in truth what you guys think. Okay, so we're going to and I don't have these labeled. I think your tiger is oil and your bird is acrylic, right? Or do I have...
Yeah, acrylics.
Okay, so I'm thinking this is
so
your.
I kind of retired my art pen. And like I said, around 2020, when all that craziness was going on, My wife and I got rid of our satellite TV, and we got the Fire Stick. Was watching Hulu,
Mm-hmm.
and I seen the Bob Ross, and I put, I hadn't drawn or did anything for like 10 years, but I'm like, man, there's nothing to do. Most of our kids out of the house. We had a high school boy at the house, but he really wasn't at the house. You know what I mean? He's always
Right.
so.
Yeah.
So
Teenagers.
I'm gonna Bob Ross. I was watching Bob Ross. It kind of inspired me. Like I'm gonna do some painting. I don't care if my colors are all screwed up. I don't care. And this is my very first acrylic painting. This probably took me about 40 hours. I went over and over and over with it, but I learned a lot from this painting. I'm really proud of it. It's I know the colors are all off, but that's my very first. I got that. Matter of fact, cleaning up right back here behind me.
I don't think the colors are off. I love the colors, and they are just beautifully done. We did discuss this one thing that's different about acrylics, and I always had to buy like a acrylic. I can't remember right now. I'm forgetting. It's like it stops the acrylics from drying as fast. You know what I'm talking about? It's like
medium. I never did use any type of medium in there. I just water is all I used.
Right.
Wrong thing, but I'm still learning.
And I love acrylics. If I want to do something that's fast, but you don't have to understand that acrylics dry really fast, and that's a benefit or not, depending on what you do. I love oils is probably my favorite because that they don't dry, and I can go in and add more and blend things and do layers and glazing. But this is really done well too. So I mean, I would just love this. This would be something I would hang up as well. Very, very nice.
With acrylics, though, when they dry darker than when they're actually wet on the paint. And when I already have a problem with the colors, and this one took me about another 50, 60 hours. But a thing about this one here, I was new to painting and I was experimenting. I only used orange and I think ultramarine blue, the complementary colors. And if you mix complementary colors, you can get brown. So I used orange, blue, and then black and white. And I know that's not how you do it, but it's just I was just practicing, trying to learn how to do painting. So I did this with basically two colors in black and white. Wow. And this is what came out. So.
Right. I mean, it's just, I love tigers. I got a little love for them. There's two animals I love the most, and this elephant and the tiger. Okay. And my mom bought me like a little nameplate thing, and she put a tiger on there because she always thought that I'm always a fighter. So
tigers are the most beautiful animals.
They are. And it's amazing. And I love that you broke the rules, because they always say you got to use this or don't use this. And the one thing about being an artist is you should be able to experiment.
Yep.
And make it yours. I mean, don't listen to their rules. And this is what I even say to my students too, or anybody who's out there, it's in a class that's taking an art class, right? If whatever the instructions are, if they have to use a certain medium, that would be acrylic, right? You have to use acrylic paint. It has to be on a canvas this size. It has to be in this genre per se. They might say we're discussing romanticism or we're cubism, but they can't tell you what you're painting or how to paint it. That's your inspiration. So break those rules, try different things, experiment, and make it your own, and that will make you unique. And I love that. And a lot of people don't know about contrast and complementary colors, but contrast colors work so well. I even noticed in advertisement when they use like purple and yellow together. I'm like, that ad is done really well because they're using the contrast. And you can see that in this painting by using the orange and the green. Those are contrast colors, and they just blend so well together. Very nicely done. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Now this one here, this was another test. I did this with red and green, complementary colors.
Look at this face, everyone.
What?
Look at this face. If you're not smiling today, this is going to be something that makes you smile. Look at that face.
Right here. I was having trouble because I didn't have any yellow on my palette. And even I was like, I'm not going to cheat. I got red, I got green, I got black and white, and that's it. And because I know if you mix complementary colors, you get that the brown, and that's how I get some browns in there. And that's, again, I'm just practicing, and this is what I came up with red and green.
That is adorable. Oh, I love it. Love it. Look at this. Look at the colors. Look at the sky, the eyes. I love this one because the eyes and the sky are so complementary of each other. I just find that that's a little FYI about me. And here I am saying how much I hate critiques. I love the whole painting, but I love that the eyes and the sky are reflections of each other.
Again, this is two colors. This is blue and orange, and then of course black and white. I'm still in that phase where I've only got two colors. Still experimenting, still trying to learn. And the thing I learned about this one, I couldn't figure out how to do the shadow areas, the white shadow areas, like in the leg. I
Okay.
tried dark orange, and I should have watched videos of other people. And what I finally found out was blue makes an excellent shade for white. So I used all the blue and the white fur there, just something I kind of,
Right.
everything else didn't look good. So I used the blue for the shade. Like even on a little rump on the tiger on the left-hand side there,
Mm-hmm.
blue there.
And I can see that. And it works so well. I don't think people know that either, but blue makes beautiful, beautiful shading.
For white, yes.
Mm-hmm. Really nice. Look at that. So a few more colors on this one, or still staying with the.
I got three colors. Yep. I think I started with the primary colors on this one. This one, matter of fact, is right here. I'm looking
That is really gorgeous.
at. And this is probably, I don't know, painting number 10, acrylic forming. And I do have a video of this one also.
Do you? Oh, I love it that this is just where he's dabbling. Oh, and guys, it's going to be one of my personal favorites from him. I told you how much I love elephants, especially baby elephants. Oh, wow. So one of the things I missed when I went to South Africa, and I don't know why, but I went there for a summit, and we really didn't get a chance to go and tour the area. But there was a baby rescue, a baby elephant rescue in the area in Cape Town. And I'm like, how did I not spend time going to that? And you could bottle feed them. I was like, what? And I missed that. But I would even go to our zoos in Tucson where I live. They had a baby elephant born there, and you got to see them play and celebrate their birthday. They did really well. But I love elephants. They're just majestic. Their babies are very clumsy and fun, but it's just there's something about elephants I love. This is done really well.
Yeah, I love elephants too. Also got a video of this one.
Do you? Everyone again. So he's got a Rumble channel, right? We love Rumble, the colorblind artist. And again, I'm going to show you one. Not this one or the other one. We have a special one we're going to show you. But look at this. And so there's a great way. And I love that he wants to inspire. This is one of the things I love about my guests coming on our show. They always are talking about how they want to inspire us, how they want to give back to the communities. So please, we'll share his Rumble channel with you. Go and learn, practice, and play, and have some fun. Look at this.
Chicken. This chicken
Yes.
was attacked by a dog. And my wife and I was nursing it back to health in our garage, and I snapped a picture of it.
That's so funny.
It looks like a stoic, like a 1700 queen or king, and it's just like it's just a chicken,
I have an affinity with mine. I've shown people on my Sunday show, like my chickens come with when I call, and they run towards me. They know they love me. I can pet them. I really have weird relationships with my animals. I mean, I treat them all very nicely, and I train them. And people laughed at me when I did that with our bull. But when we went to load him up, guess what? It was super easy. But my chickens, I also had a chicken that was attacked. In fact, I just lost almost all of the entire flock, not the baby ones we have, but the moms, all the hens. We had a foxer come in just last week and take out almost every single one except one. That the one that was fought was already pre-attacked by one of them. It wasn't one of my dogs, but was attacked. And we call her Gloria because she's a survivor. Like every time there's an incident, Gloria survives, and she's all black and whatever. And I can see that. The majestic in her, I'm like, and we had to nurse her back to health. I mean, it's just amazing what we do for our animals.
This is my wife's little baby here. She loves the chicken.
Right. Awesome. Very, very nice. All right. This are his.
I love it for dinner. I don't gets a little old, they'll start producing, you know.
Right, right. And let me get in the oils, everyone. Let's do this. Okay, let me get that one loaded up for everyone. Just takes me a second. There we go. Wait till you see this tiger. Oh, he loves tigers. I do too. So look at this. This is his oil paintings, everyone.
Now this is my very first oil painting. I used the all three of the the primary colors.
So I go ahead.
I used this image. This is like third time I think I hear my wife calling. I'm not sure, but this is like the third time I used this image. This is what I was talking about. But this is my very first oil painting I've ever done. I even got it on video where I'm opening up the tubes. I'm like, here we go, and I just painted. This is a video also I've done.
And I laugh because that's his very first oil painting. And Justice behind me was my very first oil painting. And sometimes when we get into a medium they've never tried, I feel like I feel you're talented in all your formats, but you just blended right into this and just did this so well. What do you like about the difference between oil and acrylic?
Well, the things I don't like about acrylics is when they dry darker. All right, and I have enough trouble trying to get the colors right. And some of these paintings you'll see in my videos, it goes from like this color to this color. I'm going back and forth over and over it. And the thing about oils, though, when you put it down there and it dries, it's the same color after it dries than when you're putting it down there.
That's right. That's right. Let's go here. Okay. Is this a granddaughter or a daughter of yours?
My granddaughter, and this was the second oil painting I did. This is the last video I've done. This is a picture of our granddaughter. It's been sitting on our dresser for about 2 years. I'm like, I picked it up. I'm like, I'm gonna paint it. And I painted this one. I normally use like a grid system so I can get all the perspective, not perspective, but all the perspective and everything down.
Right.
And I did this one freehand because I like it's kind of like that forced perspective in there. And I thought it would be fun to just try to freehand it. So I just freehanded this one.
That's really done well. And
this
who is this beautiful lady?
This is my daughter, my oldest daughter. I got it right here. I'm still working on it. This is my third oil painting. And I'm about probably 85% of the way done. And when I'm done with this one, I will upload it to Rumble, my Rumble channel. So if anybody wants to watch that, they can watch me painting this one on my Rumble channel.
Beautiful. Very nice. Very nicely done. And so everybody, just so you know, he's colorblind. So what does that mean to everybody? Explain that. Do you see all colors are null and void to you, or is there certain colors you're not seeing? And how does that work with your art? I'm going to be loading up your video for you, but go ahead.
Okay. Luckily, I'm called what they say red-green colorblind, and I'm just not. And what that means is I can see red, green. If you got a red bird on a white piece of paper, a painting or whatever, I can see it. Or a green tree on a white piece of paper, I can see that. If you go outside and that red bird is sitting on the limb of that tree and the sun's bright, I can see it, no problem. But if it's a little cloudy out and that bird is like up in the leaves in the shadow of the tree, it just kind of disappears. I have no problem seeing any of the colors on the outside of the color ring. It's just the saturation of certain colors. And when you're doing flesh tones or skin tones like that, it's hard to get the saturation right. I know it's pink, I know it's red, but if I see it, everyone else, it's like really bright to them. So I got to kind of desaturate it more than I have to. I should have to. If you understand what I mean.
Yes. I am. Yes, I do understand. All right, everyone, we're going to play a video of his. It's about 2 minutes, and it's going to be available on Rumble. Do you want to tell everybody really quick your Rumble channel that they can find your artwork at?
Well, I'm on Rumble and I'm on Truth Social.
Well, is it just going to be called The Colorblind Artist on Rumble?
The THE, The Colorblind Artist, just like it says here on my screen. Okay. The Colorblind Artist on Rumble and Truth Social.
Okay. We're going to play a video and take a little break here, everyone. You can watch this video. It's about 2 minutes. I'm really excited to play this for you because it's exciting. And then he'll come. Go ahead. Yes.
Before you start this, I hadn't drawn art pen for a long time. I had painted Trump, but it wasn't a very good painting. But I heard this song by Mr. Good. He's a British Anon. I love the song, so I went out like, I want to draw President Trump with an art pen because of the song. So I actually drew it because of the song, and I kind of meshed them together. That's the story of this video.
And I love that. I love that. We are going to play this video, take a little break. It's a 2-minute video, everyone, but you get to watch this beautiful artwork. Again, you can find it on Rumble as well, or True Social. And then we'll have Ron come back, tell us all where to find him again, and have him say his goodbyes. Because, wow, it's been, I mean, an hour goes by so quickly, everyone. But I just want to make sure everybody gets to see an actual video of what he does. And we want to make sure that he has plenty of time to tell us where to find him, how we can help support him, and share his work. So I'm going to load that up right now. And please don't stop drawing, Ron. You're really great. And we'll see you guys in about just 2 minutes. So enjoy this video here. Add that to our stream so everyone can see. And I'm going to remove. All right. Just give me 1 minute to load that fully so everyone can see that. All right. And let's hope that Rumble is nice to us. So here we go.
How to escape the heat if you don't have an air conditioner. This only takes 5 minutes.
Sorry about the
Tired of
audio.
hot and stuff.
All right, here we go.
Come out of the storm onto my ark. Don't need be afraid of the dark. When we stand together, we fall. Where we go one we go all. We dream of the day men are set what to believe. Where we go one we go all. So speak of the days, ages to come. We drove the beast into the sun. God by our side, answer the call. Where we go one we go all. To my arm, don't leave me afraid of the dark. United we stand, together we fall. Where we go one we go all.
Wow. That is beautifully done. Thank you so much for.
Can you hear me?
Sorry, everyone. Yes, I can. That is beautifully done. And so, are all your videos to music, or is that one just because it's special of the Where We Go One, Where We Go All?
Just that one. The rest, I put some music in there just because I'm a horrible conversationalist or a communicator. So a lot of my earlier ones, and I'm still practicing editing. I'm getting a lot better at it and getting more comfortable speaking. The later ones, I don't have any music to, basically. I talk.
Nice.
What I figure out is I want to
Brilliant.
share with people what I figure out, little tricks I can do.
I'm going to post this up here so everyone can see. I don't know why that's not. Let me start. I was going to share where to find you. Let me do that right now. Okay. And oops. There we are. There we are. Okay. I want to show everyone where you can find him. Again, I told everybody I love what True Social's doing. If you were worried about it being very political, I mean, of course, it's going to be political like every other social media, but what True Social is doing is really amazing. And they're doing these things that are called groups. And like I said before, and it is just so phenomenal to go into these groups and see different artists and what they're doing, and business people, community people. I mean, just it's really a neat thing. I don't know if any other social media has had it. I've never seen that, but I'm liking that True Social did this. So this is where you can find him, right? It's called the Colorblind Artist, and you can see right here his page, so you know this is what to look for. I encourage everyone, please come over to Truth, join us. Join these groups, right? Find us, follow us, and share our workouts, share what we're doing out. And again, this is where you'll find Ron here, the Colorblind Artist. Is there anything anywhere else that people can find you and share your work, or how can we support you?
Well, I'm on Truth Social, of course, the Colorblind Artist, and I'm on Rumble. I'm not really in it from the money or anything. I've made some prints of that drawing I just did, but I don't advertise. I figure if I just keep making videos like I am, and if I get good enough, then people will find me. I tried that before. I got disappointed. I don't want to. I want to paint because I enjoy it. I don't want to paint because I have a deadline.
Right.
I figured if I get good enough and somebody sees it, they'll contact me and say, can we do something? And yeah, of course I will. I'd love to just be able to do it full time. I do have a day job. Well, I get my hands dirty and work everything, but I'm in no hurry. But right now I am on Truth Social and I'm on Rumble. And I'm only making videos not because I'm a great artist. I do it because I'm a new artist. I'm learning.
Okay.
And
so
go ahead.
If they want to, well, first of all, I've got a couple of questions. If they want to buy your artwork, can they reach out to you to buy it? And then if they want to buy a print, is that also available?
I got some prints of the video we just seen. I got about 50 of those prints. I gave some away. I haven't sold them. I like giving them away to Democrats, but they don't take them. But they can email me at, I believe it's thecolorblind.artist67@gmail.com. I believe that's it.
Okay.
Colorblind.artist67@gmail.com. If someone wants to contact me, they can send me an email.
Okay.
But my whole
videos,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to let everyone know, I will post these ways to find him, his True Social account, his Rumble account, and also this email below in the links in Rumble. And if you guys go to Rumble, underneath the episode, I always post the links of where to find people. So after the show, make sure if you have any desire, you can go right there, and underneath there's these permanent chats. Just look there and you guys will be able to find out how to get a hold of Ron here.
Yeah. But I'm doing these videos because I got a mission. I want to paint a masterpiece. Everybody's got a bucket list. I've done, like I said, when I was in the Army, I've been all over the world. I've done a lot of things. I got one thing I want to do before I die. I want to paint a masterpiece. And I got these videos just kind of document my journey from a beginning painter all the way through to that masterpiece. And if people want to watch and maybe they can learn something, or if somebody that's a really good established artist want to watch and just make fun of me, that's fine too. Come watch me over on Rumble. We can have a good time.
I can't wait. I've already subscribed myself, everyone. And I can't wait. I do want to make sure that everyone, knows, please help support us. And I love that he wants to inspire others. And then my last question to you is, what would you say to our viewers who feel like maybe, oh, I want to dabble in this, I don't have the confidence in that? I mean, what would you say to inspire them to live out this dream of an artist?
Well, I'm going to inspire them. This is the inspiration that I should have got when I was in school, and they told me I was colorblind. I'm going to inspire them. If you get a roadblock, figure a way around that roadblock. You either go around it, you go over it, under it, or you go through it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do anything. All right. In the Army, there used to be a saying called find solutions and not excuses. Figure out what it is you have to do, work at it, be patient, and just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks or says.
Amen to that. I couldn't say it any better myself. You can do it, and we believe in you. So it has been a true honor. I know that I kept you longer, and I thank you so much for staying and sharing your beautiful work with us and your inspiration with us. Again, I cannot tell you how much I am really grateful to all of you wonderful people over at Truth for wanting to come on my show and share with us what you do and inspire us to do stuff. It's nice to know we're not alone, and we're a great community out there of wonderful people, and it's been a real honor to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. All right, everybody, the Colorblind Artists, everybody come over to Truth and Rumble and find us. And we will see you again soon. When you get your masterpiece or you got something else, you have to make sure you come back on and show us and tell us about your journey, okay?
It'll be about 10 years.
Okay. I'm hoping I have it going for there, but I can't wait to see it.
I will be on Truth, and I will still be on Rumble.
That's right.
Unless I get hit by lightning.
Right, and if you guys keep watching this show, right,
I will not quit until I get my masterpiece.
I can't wait. And if they keep watching this show, then maybe we'll still be here in 10 years. That would be awesome. But we will definitely be following your journey on Truth and Rumble. And we hope that you have a very blessed night and weekend. And we look forward to seeing what you do. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. All right. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Wow, everybody. That I just stand so amazed, especially when an artist tells me that, oh, I might be okay, and I'm just flabbergasted at how amazing they actually are. Sorry, there we go. I'm so amazed at how talented they are. And I told you it was humble, right? And the first time he did an oil, and it looks to me like it's already a masterpiece. I can't wait to see what he considers a masterpiece. I'll tell you one thing that has totally inspired me by having multiple artists on. I look back at my artwork, and I'll say, I could go back and add a little something to the eyes, or I might be able to do this. And even if I think they're finished, I still see stuff that I might want to add or whatever. And they inspire me. They inspire me to pick up charcoals, which I don't really like the mess of charcoals, but I thought, drawing for me is not my forte, but I mean, I am inspired just by having Ron on as a guest to go back and maybe give it a try and keep practicing. And maybe it's not humans that I use practice on. Maybe it's animals. Maybe it's a tree. I mean, I don't know. But it's inspiring me to go back and say, you know what? I'm not going to give up on myself either. And even when I teach my students, I mean, I do it with them, and we'll get through it together. And some of my students are very talented. Some of my students haven't got there yet, but we get there together. And like I said, what he said to inspire you is exactly right. Teachers should be the ones out there that are going, that is awesome. I love your effort, and keep pushing you to reach those limits, because I say this over and over again with all youth are possible. And it's not just the youth. I think we're all possible. And people are sometimes confused by that. They're like, what do you mean? It doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your skin color, doesn't matter your religion, doesn't matter all of that. You are possible at whatever you put your mind to. And that's the message. That's the message, that I want my youth and my students and you guys to feel the same way as you're listening to me. that we've had to start over. I've had like I said, I was a chef forever. And now, I'm a headmaster. I have my podcast. We can learn new things. We can keep on practicing. Just don't give up. Try something new. I encourage you in drawing and artwork, especially during these stressful times. Sometimes it's even fun to do Zentangle. I did a show on that with you and taught you about that. We might have to do that again. But it's a great way to start with just pens and paper and just doodling and getting comfortable with the materials that you're using. Take a photo and see what you can do. Excuse me. I honestly encourage you to try something. And if it's not painting or drawing, maybe it's poetry, creative writing, dancing, music, sculpture, digital arts. There's so many avenues for you to try something. And that's just at the top of, my head. I know that I've listed over 31 different ways that art can be integrated into your life or into your schoolwork or into your life. I said that before, or into your world. But there are a lot of different ways. And I highly encourage you. Again, it's a great way to escape from this world or escape from the moment, help you with your stresses. A lot of times too, I'll encourage you, if you have a beautiful day outside, go sit outside. That's a great way to start drawing. Get outside, get a piece of paper and a pencil and see what you see in nature. It might be a leaf or it might be a flower, and just try. I am inspired. Wow, they're very, very good, these artists off, and Ron is very, very good. I hope that he never gives up drawing. His painting is phenomenal too, but his drawings are just as phenomenal. And I thank you so much for inspiring me tonight as well. I hope you guys had a really good evening tonight. Like I said, I love bringing on guests and being able to highlight you. If you are interested in being one of my guests, please reach out. You can find me on Twitter and Truth and Lady Hamilton Art. Please do so. You'll see me with my artwork behind me. And that's how you know that it's the right account. And just send me a message or whatever you want to do and let me know who you are. And you don't have to be an artist. You guys have seen me do this with businesses. I've had people on here running for office. I've had people on here that are authors or they're starting publishing companies or whatever it is. But that is the point, is to get out who you are in this nation and what you're doing. Even if you're starting a community event, or I've told you guys that, use your libraries. If you're starting a business, how can I help you? That is really an honor to do for you. I want to also remind you, please, like my producer says, we are not funded by Physoderma. I love that word. So make sure that you're doing things like hitting those thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, following us, sharing this out. I know that my guests sure appreciate that too. Please make sure that they get the due respect that they deserve, as well, as they are starting up and sharing their wonderful work and what they're doing. Please help them as well. That is a great thing to bring awareness to them, and we want to support them in any way we can, right? And it's been super I shouldn't say super. It's been on my mind very much, again, about my Sunday show. And I wanted to make sure that I always end with a song, right? And I want to make sure that you go back and please make sure that you watch those shows also with Aroman and David Martin that we had on, because it was a really great show. And yeah, no evil was going to stop us that day, but we were really late on that. And I just want to make sure I give him the respect deserved too. And we're going to play one of their songs on our way out today. But before we go, I want to share the screen here because there are different ways I learned. I'm new to this too. Let's get here. And so I can share this with you. Give me 1 second to load this to the stream. All right. So this is us on Rumble, everyone. And you can see I'm writing here in the chats and so forth. When I say I'm going to post something, it's right here in these comments. I will be posting all the streams to find my guests and how to connect with them. If you have something or a comment, or sometimes, especially on Sundays too, when I'm doing something with a recipe, if you've tried it and you like it or not, or if you have, when we do herbal remedies and you want to share something, or if you want to add to it, I go back and I read these comments, and a lot of times you guys say the most wonderful things, and thank you so much for that. But please comment, let me know, talk to us, and we really appreciate that. But also here, make sure that you're hitting the like button. Another way that you can support us here too is these Rumble rants. Also, you can become a subscriber, and then definitely right here, follow us. We really appreciate that. And that helps us get out the word of who we are, and making sure that everyone, gets to see these, whether it's news or these guests that we have. And we appreciate that. Also, you can do great things by following us on our social medias. Again, I'm Lady Hamilton Art. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Truth are my two that I go to very often. Probably the best way to get a hold of me. And then if you want to get a hold of my school, that's another way that you could get through to me. That's HamiltonLiberty Academy. And we are on a lot more social medias than that because of the school. But you can find me on Truth and Getter and Gab. Twitter soon. We're going to be rolling out something with Twitter. And then Facebook has let us back on with the school. I know that sounds crazy, but that whole all youth are possible thing. But it's another way that if you want to reach out to me, you can always find me there. But you can find me directly under Lady Hamilton Art. And I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear if you want to be a sponsor. Like I said, a guest on our show. We want to know who you are and help celebrate you and your business or what you're doing, right? So I look forward to that. Also, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've missed. We have great shows. Scott does a great job of telling us the news. We're thankful so much for him and his show that comes on right before mine on Fridays, but also on Mondays and Wednesdays, 5 o'clock. He also has a show on Saturdays with his wife, which is wonderful. And then we also have a show on Tuesday and Thursday with two other guests. But guest host, podcast host, Bernie and Tamara, we love them. But also, don't forget, I have a show on Sunday. This week, we're going to be checking in on our garden. We're going to be talking about harvesting. We're going to be talking about freezing and things like that, more herbal medicines. Please let me know if you guys have any remedies too. Again, that's a great place underneath the chat to say, I've tried this, try this out. I do look at those. And so Sunday, we'll also have Nurse Patrick on. And so if you have any questions for a nurse that you need any kind of answers to, he loves that. We do a little segment called, What did the doctor mean by that? As we see our doctors. In fact, I just made an appointment to go see a doctor the first time I've had in a long time. Figured I'd need a checkup. I don't feel bad, but I just felt like that. And what's funny is the doctor stood me up. He wasn't even there. The whole office was closed. So I'm hoping that everything is okay. I've not heard back from them, but I was like, I guess I don't need to see him. I wasn't feeling really bad anyway. I just have been a little inflamed, but my husband's got me on that. Speaking of inflammation, which is almost ironic, but I want to tell you this: water. Believe it or not, when you feel like you're carrying a little bit of extra water weight, drink water. It really helps reduce that inflammation. So, and then you think it's the opposite, but it's not. And it works really well. And then again, don't forget our honey and especially turmeric also work extremely well on inflammation, allergies, and heart health. And I really love when he comes on and talks to us about eating really natural foods and how we can use them to benefit our bodies. So I'll always look forward to Nurse Patrick when he comes on. So he will be here on Sunday as we are talking more about living off the farm, living rural, and what we can do. We talked about drying herbs last time we were in the garden. So this time we're going to be talking about freezing and harvesting. And then soon we're going to be leading up to canning when I definitely have a big enough harvest. But I love showing you that, guys. And always we cook something, whether I do a little dressing or something like that. We'll have to see what my garden has harvested. So far, I've been able to get tomatoes and strawberries and blueberries, blackberries as well. So maybe we do something like a smoothie or something that gives us a chance again to use our beautiful honey. But I will come up with something wonderful for us to do for Sunday. A little quick cooking segment as well. So I thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. I really do. I have a very special song that I want to load up for everybody. Again, I want to make sure that you guys get to hear the music from Aromen, and they just posted this not too long ago. I believe 3 days ago. This was just posted on their Rumble channel. They also have a Rumble channel where you can go hear the music. Love Rumble. Thank you so much. Shout out to all of you, but Rumble has been really great to all of us and giving us a voice, especially when other platforms have kicked us off for just saying things like all youth are possible. Sorry, Facebook, thank you for letting us back on, but Rumble has been really kind. YouTube actually has been pretty kind to us as lately too. We love all of that. Hi, Odyssey, DLive, Red Pilled, and Twitter. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming and seeing me tonight, celebrating our wonderful guests. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I will see you next. We have another wonderful artist coming next Friday. And then we got some other things. We've had teachers come on. We talk about our education a lot, but it's been really fun to have a month at least full of wonderful artists and authors. And that's been a lot of fun, hoping to give us ways to fight off stress, to use our creative sides, and again, to share our talents with you. So I will see you everybody see you Sunday, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Headmaster's Homeroom, Sunday Solutions. And again, I will see you next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we celebrate another artist. And don't forget to share us out, everyone. I sure do appreciate you. And I hope everybody has a great night and a great weekend. Let's load this up. All right. And I'm going to put this on full screen. All right. Everybody can hear me. And I hope, again, you have a wonderful evening. I can just pop me right there. I'm going to say goodbye. And I will see everybody on Sunday.
Fly by night, 10,000 may fall at my side. No more ground I give to your force. The sword may freeze in my hand, but I will not surrender this land. No more ground I give to your force. He who holds almighty power sits enthroned on high, and now the nations see his awesome might as he draws his sword. Let the righteous prepare for war. Mighty men of old, their strength was yours alone. You raise fearsome warriors from the weak. Behold, heaven's champion comes. Yahuwah is a man of war. Behold, his reign has come forevermore. He who holds almighty power sits enthroned on high, and now the nations see his awesome might as he draws his sword. Let the righteous prepare for war.
Horse and his rider are thrown into the sea. Pharaoh and his army are drowned in the deep. Horse and his rider are thrown into the sea. Pharaoh and his army are drowned in the deep. Horse and his rider are thrown into the sea. Pharaoh and his army are drowned in the deep.
A sword for Yahuwah, and a sword for Gideon. A sword for Yahuwah, and a sword for Gideon. A sword for Yahuwah, and a sword for Gideon. A sword for Yahuwah, and a sword for Gideon.
Shaul has slain his thousands, David his tens of thousands. Shaul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands. Shaul has slain his thousands, David his tens of thousands. Shaul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands.
Worthy is the Lamb to receive all praise. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain. Fallen is Babel, fallen is Babel, fallen is Babel. Oh, 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 fallen is Babel. Oh, fallen is Babel, fallen is Babel, fallen is Babel. Oh, he who holds almighty power sits enthroned on high, and now the nations see his awesome might as he draws his sword. Let the righteous prepare for he who holds almighty power sits enthroned on high, and now the nations see his awesome might as he draws his sword. Let the righteous prepare for war. Fallen is Babel, fallen is Babel, fallen is Babel. Oh, 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 fallen is Babel. Oh, 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 fallen is Babel, fallen is Babel.